Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over Leetcode 358, rearrange string k distance apart. Unfortunately, I could not solve this question on my own. It's a greedy slash heap solution and I just wasn't able to come up with the optimal solution. I could do a brute force one, but I just couldn't come up with the optimal one, and the optimal one is still not very intuitive to me, so I'm kind of disappointed. And I'll come back and review this question later. I had to copy it straight off the discuss section. So basically, you just want to rearrange the characters, find a permutation where each character has at least, it's not less than k next to each other in terms of distance. So basically, if not s, you want to just return, or if not k, return s, or if k is equal to 0, return s. And then you use a heap, and you do for char and s. There's a kind of a weird syntax here, but you have this negative frequency char for char frequency and counter of s dot items. And after that, then you would just heapify the heap and run a greedy algorithm. So while the heap is not empty, then you're going to do some weird things here that I don't really understand. So you have this weird temp items list. And if the length of heap is less than k, or heap of 0 is bigger than 1, then return an empty string. Not sure what the intuition behind this is. So for I in range, so for a minimum of k to the length of the heap, don't understand why we're using that either. Count char is heap pop from the heap. And then we're going to append the char. If negative count is bigger than 1, then temp items dot append count plus 1 and char. See, this is kind of the problem with just looking at the solution, although you don't really have a choice. It doesn't really make much sense to you because it's different from what you understand, and you don't really understand the motivation behind every single line. So heap push on the heap item, return join of answer. Answer is just this random list here, and it's not clear where we are even populating the answer. Oh, so we're populating answer right here. Again, I could not understand the solution at all, so okay, it looks like it's incorrect. If k is equal to 0, okay, negative frequency char, can't even copy it correctly. Heapify, well, heap less than k, or this, minimum of k, length of heap, count char, answer dot append char of negative count, count plus 1 char. Yep, that should be right. Don't understand why this is wrong, even though I just copied the solution. Negative frequency char for char frequency and counter s dot items. Yep. We just went over this. Length of heap. Oh, negative heap of 0, 0. There's probably something for I in range minimum k length heap, count char, char, negative count of 1 bigger than 1, count 1 char for item and temp items, heap push onto the heap item, return answer. Why is this incorrect? I'm literally copying the shit line for line. Less than k. Oh, and It's a weird solution. It just doesn't make any sense. I tried printing some of the lines, it still didn't make any sense. So I don't know. I guess I'll just have to come back and review this one later and just kind of memorize the solution, which I really hate doing, but there's not much else I can do. So that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.